Hey everyone, I'm Dave. For those new here, welcome to Inner Mechanics. I'm just a guy who goes down rabbit holes, strange states of mind, how they actually feel from the inside. And to really understand one, I take a capsule of it. Today's capsule, ADHD. Everything I'm about to experience is built from peer-reviewed research and documented cases. Any resemblance to your own life, not a coincidence. Drop a comment. Tell me what hit home, or where I got it wrong. Okay, I'm feeling it. And what this is doing to my brain genuinely changes how I think about the word broken. If you've ever been called lazy, dramatic, or too much, there's a chance your brain isn't broken at all. It might be running two completely different operating systems at the same time. And those two systems, they're fighting each other every single day. This is AuDHD when ADHD and autism exist in the same brain. And today, I want to break down what that actually feels like. But here's the thing that really got me. Before 2013, the official medical manual, the DSM, literally prohibited doctors from diagnosing both conditions in the same person. So for decades, millions of people were forced into one box. You're either ADHD or you're autistic. Pick one. And if you didn't fit neatly, you were just difficult, or broken, or not trying hard enough. Whoa, that really landed. The system designed to help me was actually built to miss me. And that's the enemy here, not my brain, the manual that was written wrong. So what does this actually look like from the inside? Oh man, one part of my brain is screaming for novelty. New things, new ideas, new stimulation right now. And the other part of me is begging for routine, predictability. Same breakfast, same path to work, same spot on the couch, every single day. And these two are not taking turns. They're running at the same time. You are literally a walking contradiction, and I want you to hear me on this. That is not a malfunction. Here's proof. Recent research shows that 35.3% of children with autism also have ADHD. Compare that to 16.8% in their non-autistic siblings. This isn't rare. This is massive. So I spent 3 hours researching the perfect planner. Color-coded. Beautiful. The system that was finally going to fix my life. And the next day, I couldn't even open it. But that same brain, it just locked into 5 straight hours building a Minecraft city without a single break. No food, no water, pure hyperfocus. And whoa, that's not a glitch. That's my autistic special interest giving my ADHD brain the structure it actually needs. And here's where it gets wild. Let me tell you about something called safe food grief. This one really struck me when I found it in the research. I've been eating the same meal for months, same brand, same flavor. Not because I'm boring, because it reduces decision fatigue. My brain just needs that consistency. And then one day my brain just shut off to it, like a switch. And there I was, standing in a kitchen full of food, genuinely starving because nothing else felt safe. Man, that one hit me. I hate that I understand this. So here's another one that honestly blew my mind. It's called the learning paradox. I sat down for an exam. Hyperfocus kicked in, and I absolutely crushed it. Top marks. But the next day, I couldn't remember a single answer. Not one. My brain didn't store it. It performed it, like a live show with no recording. And I walked around feeling like a fraud. How can I ace a test and know nothing? Now, let me be honest about the social side, because I think this is the one that hurts the most. The myth is that neurodivergent people want to be alone. That is wrong. I desperately wanted connection. I followed other kids around, hovered near groups, wanted in, but I couldn't decode the rules. Body language, timing, the unspoken stuff, it's like everyone got a manual except me. And to survive, I learned to mask. I watched how other people acted and copied it, locked my joy away, suppressed my natural reactions, performed being normal until I was so exhausted I could barely function. Clinicians actually have a term for this. They call it sensory sick, and that tracks, especially common in women who look completely calm on the outside while a quiet storm rages inside. And then there's RSD rejection, sensitive dysphoria. And when I read about this one, I honestly felt it physically just reading the descriptions. My boss says something gentle like, "Hey, could you put your plate in the sink?" And my body reacts like I've been punched in the chest. Not metaphorically, actual physical pain from perceived rejection. And the wild part, Standard therapy like CBT doesn't touch this because it's not a thought pattern. It's neurological. It's my nervous system going to high alert over something most people wouldn't even notice. So let's talk numbers for a second, because this one stopped me cold. Over 80% of autistic adults experience clinical levels of depression. 80%. And a big part of that comes from spending a lifetime feeling unseen. But here's where the story turns, and I think this is the most important part. Because knowing what's happening inside your brain, that changes everything. You're not broken. The manual was wrong. Your brain isn't malfunctioning. It's running two operating systems at once, and nobody gave you the right instructions for either one. So what do I do with this? First, something researchers call sensory armor: noise-canceling headphones, tinted lenses, soft textures. Sounds small, but it's a shield for a nervous system that takes in too much. And for that impossible gap between craving routine and not being able to stick to it, visual schedules with small steps. Not a grand system, just the next tiny thing. Because my ADHD brain couldn't see the whole staircase, but it could handle one step. Oh, and this one might sound radical, but I think it's beautiful. Researchers call it neuro-queering, giving yourself explicit permission to exist in ways that feel good to your body. Pacing, stimming, swaying, wearing what feels right instead of what looks right. And socially, find your people through shared interests. Not small talk, not forced group dynamics, but multiplayer games, hobby communities, spaces where the focus is on the thing, not the performance. And here's what the research showed me. When I found a community that actually saw me, something shifted. The shame dropped. Stimming stopped feeling weird. It started feeling shared. And for the first time, I realized I wasn't alone in this. One person in the studies described it like this. She said, "I felt at peace in my body for the first time ever." And when I read that, I had to stop for a minute, because that's such a heavy thing to say about your own life. And that hyperfocus that frustrated me, it's not a glitch, it's my competitive edge. When I aim it at something that genuinely obsesses me, my brain doesn't need to be forced. It pulls me into mastery. So here's what I want to leave you with. You were never lazy, you were never dramatic, you were never too much. You were operating at a voltage that this world was not built for. And the fact that you're here, watching this, trying to understand your own brain, that's not weakness. That's the first step of self-recognition. And self-recognition is the most powerful thing I found in all of this research. And I'm back. Whew, that was AuDHD. And man, that one got me. Here's what stayed with me. You were never lazy, never dramatic, never too much. You were operating at a voltage this world was not built for. If any of this resonated, tell me which part hit hardest. Safe food grief, the learning paradox, the RSD punch, and drop a state you want me to try on next. I'll pick one. Thanks for being here. See you in the next one.